I'm getting married this Saturday. My fiancé and I are paying for almost everything ourselves. No lavish budget. No fairy tale excess. Just careful planning, sacrifices, and love. There were a few small contributions. My parents insisted on covering the liquor, and my aunt gave me something that, at the time, felt incredibly generous. She gave me my wedding dress. The dress originally belonged to my cousin, one of my bridesmaids. She was supposed to get married a couple of years ago, but the engagement fell apart after her fiancé cheated. The wedding never happened. The dress, brand new and untouched, stayed in a closet for years. When my aunt found out I was getting married, she lit up with excitement. She told me about the dress and asked if I wanted it. It wasn't what I had imagined for myself. But we were tight on money, and my fiancé had gently explained that buying a new gown wasn't an option. I'd likely have to rent one. That broke my heart. I'd always dreamed of owning my own wedding dress. So I said yes. When I tried it on, something unexpected happened. I fell in love. It fit perfectly. It felt right. My aunt told me it was mine, a gift, and I could alter it however I wanted. But I didn't want to change a thing. For the first time since wedding planning began, I felt truly excited. I should have known it wasn't that simple. Yesterday, I was flying home after visiting my parents. As soon as I landed, I saw a voicemail from my aunt. I listened to it while standing in the airport, surrounded by strangers. She said another cousin was getting married. And then she asked if I could give her the dress the day after my wedding. Not to borrow it, to give it back, so it could be torn apart for lace. I felt like the air left my chest. This cousin is different. She's the family favorite, charismatic, blonde, effortlessly adored. Growing up, she was often praised more, sometimes even by my own parents. I've never resented her. I genuinely love her. And I knew something else. She wouldn't even want this dress. We had already talked about her wedding. She wanted a beach ceremony, something bohemian and relaxed. This dress didn't fit her vision at all. So I knew this request didn't come from her. It came from my aunt. My wedding was days away, and suddenly the dress I loved felt like it was slipping out of my hands before I'd even worn it. I wouldn't have minded sharing it someday, passing it down to a cousin, a goddaughter, someone who couldn't afford their own dress. But the choice was being taken from me before I could even say I do. To make it worse, my cousin lives in another country and was leaving just 3 days after the wedding. My aunt wanted the dress immediately. I wouldn't even get to bring it home. I wouldn't get to hang it in my closet. I wouldn't get to keep the one thing that felt truly mine. I know it sounds silly, but I had always imagined keeping my wedding dress, deciding its future myself. Now, every time I thought about the dress or the wedding, I felt this heavy pit in my chest. I was supposed to be excited. This was my wedding week. Instead, I felt heartbroken. So I did what I could. I called my cousin directly. She was shocked. She had no idea my aunt had asked. And just as I suspected, she didn't want the dress at all. She wasn't worried about money. She already had her own vision. The dress didn't suit her wedding in any way. After that conversation, I texted my aunt. I told her I had spoken to my cousin. I told her my cousin didn't want the dress. And I told her, clearly, that I wanted to keep my wedding dress. Her reply was one letter, K. I know her well enough to know she was upset. But for the first time in days, I could breathe again. The sadness started to lift. The excitement slowly returned. I felt like myself again. I'm married now, and my wedding dress is still mine. So, am I the a-hole for refusing to give up my wedding dress the day after my wedding?